Hello and welcome to the Spaghetti Junction podcast. My name is Bruce.
My name's Garrett.
We talk about things we just don't know where they're going to
Where
go.
are we gonna go? We are back a week late, but ESCOM has decided to grace you with their power.
Yes, for now. Like I was saying to Gareth, my router is on battery, so if my light suddenly goes dark, we'll at least still be connected.
Connected in the dark. Lovely.
Yeah, it's
Fun and games.
it's not been great this week. My patience and resolve and stoic fortitude has been tested to the limit.
Stoic fortitude. Nice one.
Yeah. But we survive, and we are, whatever doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So yeah, there we go.
Something like
We've
that.
got power at the moment, so winning.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that, eh? I was just going to share that, and it's just short and sweet, and then we'll just not our normal 10-minute conversations on random things that nobody probably really cares as much as we do about it. So I'll make it very short and sweet. But I began training with a new person. So and I just got him going. The first session I had with him was on Saturday. Tomorrow's my rest day, and basically I posted a good old beautiful picture of myself on Insta to scare people.
Yeah, that
but
video
you know what? I was like,
video was special.
It was special, wasn't it? But I was like, you know what? Screw it. It's me putting myself there to saying, hey, this is how I'm looking right now, with the goal of, yeah. So that was my my before picture, and I don't know, in about 6 weeks I'm gonna relook at it again, because I'm now doing weights properly. I'm now doing basically not for fitness. I'm doing actually for muscle gain.
Yeah.
So basically, in some formal ways, I'm a weightlifter, but a baby weightlifter. So it's good. It's exciting. It's painful, but it's good. It's good. It's good to have a passion and a drive and something that I'm focused on with the end goal.
It's great.
Well, which is great. Anyways.
Yeah. Nice.
That's my lot. Thank you for playing. Nice and easy and quick.
We will watch your journey.
Stay tuned and all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah. So tell me about China and the need to be married.
Okay. Oh, so we're starting with that one. So basically, what we're doing today is we've Gareth particularly found some very, very interesting stories from around the world that just make you laugh, shake your head, going and just like ask the eternal question of what the actual hell. So, so one of the stories, I didn't realize we were going to start with this one, but let's do it.
Well, I did. Yeah, go. It's fine.
So we've got a company in China has introduced a policy to threaten their single employees with termination if they are not married by the end of September. And that is very concerning. That a company thinks that they can So it's to do with China's declining population. They are concerned, and to basically, for any country, they say to keep a population going, you want to have at least 2 kids. And the average now, many more people are only having 1 child than 2. And when a country's population declines, there are problems, economic problems and all that. So China is, they're obviously very strict about this. And they put a lot of emphasis on, getting married and having children and families and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But when your company threatens you with being fired, it's like if you don't get married and have children, you're going to lose your job. I'm like, okay, there's a little bit more involved than there's there are a couple
Exactly.
more things that are involved with that whole situation. So yeah, so they told this company, it's called the Shintian Chemical Group, and they told 1,200 employees, any unmarried workers between 28 and 58, including the ones who had already gotten divorced. It's like, okay, cool, I got divorced, now I have to get married again. Well, I got divorced for a reason, dude.
What,
You know,
that were divorced, you say?
they are divorced, and they are required to resolve your personal marriage issues by 30th of September. Like, I love that. I love how they think it's like an issue
It's
to
so
be
easy, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, regardless of the fact that the person that deciding on the person you marry is probably one of the most important life decisions you ever make if
Yeah,
you go that route.
yeah, for sure.
So so yeah, and what do they say? If not completed by the first quarter, you must write a self-reflection. What the hell's a self-reflection?
A self-reflection.
And then and they say, if you cannot get married and establish a family by the third quarter, your company will terminate your labor contract. How crazy is that? So it's like, get hitched and get that chick pregnant, like big time. Otherwise, you're going to lose your job.
Yeah, and that basically gives you 7 months, which some guys haven't actually managed to find someone that they want to get married to actually be with, let alone get married to. And now all of a sudden you got to pull it out of the hat in 7 months.
Regardless.
Actually make, you know what, they could actually make like a really good reality TV show out of that, like for real. Like that could be a money making system. I mean, I would follow some little dude from that company going through 7 months of trying to find the right girl and to get married within 7 months if you've never even had like serious girlfriend. Let's just say 7 months. That would be entertaining TV with the whole goal of like, don't get fired.
Yeah, jeepers. It's like flipping. It's like real life Squid Game, except you don't lose your life; you just lose your job.
Exactly.
So
you know what? It makes me think. Sorry, I'll digress slightly. It makes me think of what's on the news right now of Elon Musk sending out an email to, I don't remember what department it was, but one of the departments in the American government, basically saying that well, number one, he wanted everybody to stop working from home if they were. He wants people to give a detailed report of what they do every day in 5 bullet points, and if they choose not to do that, then they can be terminated. So pretty much you're living in that work environment. Fine, it's not the same as, hey, you must go and get married without, and we'll fire you. But in some ways, it's a similar system. If you don't do this, then we're going to fire you. So, but that's a whole other discussion. But I mean, Elon Musk has so much more power than he deserves. This whole Doge thing, it's just crazy that Elon Musk can send you an email saying, if you don't tell me what you're doing every day, then you're going to lose your job. Just so sad. Anyways, back to the funny, well, they're actually both quite funny. But back to your story, back to the China story.
Yeah. So the notice that says here in the article, it also criticized single employees for not responding to the national call to marry and have children, accusing them of being disloyal and disobedient to parental advice. That's what living in a communist country gets you, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that.
And it's just like, go along to get along, and then they guilt you. Imagine Imagine you start getting guilted into the fact that you're living as a single person.
I know.
That's bad.
Yeah, exactly. It's illegal just to live your life and not want someone else in your life until you're ready for it, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, let's not even talk about how difficult it is for so many guys just to find a girlfriend nowadays.
Exactly.
It's
So now,
really
what the hell are you going to do with?
they have no idea. What are they going to go back to? Arranged marriages? Flipping hell. Geez, look.
Well, funny enough, it could go that direction.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
But thankfully, it's not every business. It's just that one company trying to.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
that'll, that might, send ripples across to another bunch of companies. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Eh? But yeah,
We'll
that's
see.
an interesting one.
So moving to a different country, which is Colombia. They found someone who almost managed to smuggle in a bunch of cocaine in a very unique way. So now, first of all, before I get into the whole story, I find it incredible how police and border patrol and customs are aware of what person may or may not be carrying something. So the people who are trying to smuggle in think that nobody knows. But invariably, almost every one of them, look at almost everyone, I don't know the percentage, but I believe the high percentage of them get caught on the borderline. Even though supposedly nobody else knows but the drug lords themselves. I find it incredible how they can do that. So for some reason, the police in Colombia thought that this guy is, for whatever reason, was looking dodgy or whatever, and worked out that he had a toupee. And underneath his toupee, this guy managed to have, let me see how much cocaine he had under his hair. He had 220 grams of cocaine packaged in small bags, strategically placed under what authorities described as a narco wig. So there's wigs, and now there's a thing called a narco wig. It's like specifically made to hide little bags of cocaine. A narco wig. And it's estimated that the value was about 10,000 euros.
That's they will. Yeah, I mean, you listen. You gotta give them kudos for like imaginative ways of
to get drugs across the border.
I remember there was one woman. I don't know what country this was, but she had fake dreadlocks.
Okay.
And she had these capsules of cocaine wrapped up in these fake dreadlocks, and they busted her.
You see, and
it's crazy, and you see them cutting them out, and opening the dreadlocks and stuff, and all these capsules of cocaine.
It's crazy, and I mean, I would imagine that the majority of people who try and bring it across are people who just have no way out, or in the sense, they need the money, or they're linked with the gang who says, unless you do this, we will hurt this person or that person. I don't know how it works.
It's a lot of times
but I would imagine,
I think, and then I think also the border patrol stuff. I think they probably trained a lot in body language reading, and with enough experience. With enough, yes, obviously with dogs and stuff, but with enough experience, if you're watching people on a 12-hour shift, watching
every single
thousands of people come through, and you within a few months, you'll pick up, and you can go, that one.
Yeah, that's actually true, because I think no matter how hard you try and hide something, unless you are like an amazing actor
Mm.
or like completely dead-faced, there
Yeah.
must be some form of a tell. I mean,
Exactly.
you're walking into a whole nother country with how many ever grams that was of cocaine on your body. Even if you're trying to hide it, yeah, I think you're right. It's a special skill.
So this is actually a funny story I just remembered about a friend of mine. So we're talking about going through passport control and stuff at an airport and getting pulled aside.
Yeah.
This mate of mine, his name's also Gareth, by the way.
Nice.
He had a T-shirt, okay, that had a picture of a person looking at a dog in a pet store.
Okay.
And you know what the T-shirt said? Hamas is that doggy in the window.
Oh, but that's stupid. To wear that.
No, it gets
near
better.
the airport.
It gets better. You know what airport he walked? You know what airport he wore it through?
Do not say it was Dubai.
He wore that T-shirt in Dubai airport.
How stupid can you be? Sorry, Gareth, whoever you are. I'm just being honest. Don't be surprised that you're stopped. It's obviously going to get stopped.
I mean, I've seen the T-shirt in real life, and I didn't really think much about it. I thought, that's funny, but this was years ago. And then I hear the story.
Any Arab country with the word Hamas on your shirt, even if it's a joke, the only thing that border people will see or the police will see is the first word. They're not going to go Hamas. Oh, that's so funny about a dog. They're going to see Hamas, breaks, arrest you.
Plus he also he really didn't look great. He had been, he was a sound engineer and he had been working a gig, probably hadn't slept, flipped beard, the hair all over the place.
Oh
really
my gosh.
Probably had a pretty good tan, from being in that kind of Middle Eastern country. So almost had, like, with the beard and everything, possibly almost had like an Arabic kind of look, even though he is a white guy.
So now, what happened to him?
I can't remember. I think he was pulled aside, and I think he was questioned a little bit, but nothing serious. They were like the shirt just sort of kind of raised their red flag a little bit, and he was,
of course,
coming up.
Hamas all over your shirt.
Hamas is that doggy in the window. So I don't think honestly I don't think I saw that shirt after that. I think he got rid of it.
Yeah, might be a good reason for it.
Oh man. Okay. So we had. So I'm thinking we either talk about the guys who stole the golden toilet, or
that one.
or the couple forced to sit next to a dead body on a flight.
Oh, they're both good.
Yeah.
Well, things we're talking about airplanes,
airports. There we go. Okay,
you may as
cool.
well go with the same theme.
Cool.
And then I've got one that's also linked with the same theme. So we're going to be airlines for a while. I think it's great.
Okay. Hey, nothing wrong with that. So yeah.
This one's funny and true. Sadly, it's true, as they all are.
Yeah.
It's amazing how true this one is.
Yeah. So a couple were forced to sit next to the body of a dead passenger for the last few hours of their flight on Qatar Airways. So basically what happened was a lady, as she was exiting the airplane toilet, collapsed and sank away, and they couldn't do anything to save her. And they needed to put this lady. They had nowhere else to put this lady but in a seat, and unfortunately, it was in the same row as this poor couple who were on a trip. They were there, and they were going to Venice. So it was a nice dream holiday to Venice, and they had to sit. And now what's crazy? Apparently there were other empty seats, but the staff on the plane didn't offer to move them
Well, I would have moved
to.
them. Screw that.
I know. We might just have it might just be a case of the staff were a little bit too much. They were a little bit
It
sort of
sounds
too
like,
much sticklers for the rules.
yeah, it sounds like
It's
they
like,
were
oh
going
no,
to help
sorry.
them.
Yeah. So yeah, they couldn't. They wanted to move her up to business class, but they said
But
she
she
was
was
quite a
dead, so they
large
couldn't.
lady. Well, she said that they said she was quite
Oh, not
large, and
that.
they couldn't get her through the aisle. So
So then why
they
didn't
had
they
they
move the So then why didn't they move the couple to first class?
You see, that's the question. That's not.
Sorry, I'm
Or that
breaking down a story that
exactly.
actually it doesn't matter because it happened and it was funny. Although not funny. I wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sleep.
No, that would be crazy. I would have. No.
No,
So
like I
yeah.
literally would have gotten up.
Yeah. So unfortunately, for the last 4 hours of their flight, they literally had to sit next to the body of this deceased woman.
This poor woman who was no longer
Yeah.
with them, but was with them at the
Yeah.
same time. One of those ones.
What a conundrum.
Way! What a conundrum. Yeah, no, that's it makes me think of a story. Well, no, it's okay. And unless there's more to it that I'm missing.
No, there was just, and then and then the couple, probably along with the rest of the rest of the passengers, had to stay seated so that the body could be removed first. Like I would say, like no, get the living passengers off the damn plane, and then
the dead shall go last.
Because and that's crazy because especially now if they say no, she was a larger woman, so probably
Imagine trying
obese.
to get her. Yeah, no, that's bad.
And then like rather get all the people off the plane, then there's more space and you can make more of a plane
Exactly.
and remove her with some sort of dignity.
Dignity. There we go.
You know what? I think dignity flew that coop a long time ago, personally. But anyway,
yeah.
So shame. What a horrible start to this couple's dream trip. Hopefully the rest of the trip works.
I really hope it got better. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Venice is quite a pretty city, so I'm sure they.
Yeah. So hopefully it's made up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This makes me think of a story that I actually didn't look into, but I actually remember it. This happened earlier. Oh wait, this happened last year already, but as probably most of these are quite old. Anyways, this happened when, and I remember reading it going, that is just nasty. So would I rather? Okay, so here's number one. Would you rather be sitting next to a dead person, or would you rather be in a plane where the flooded toilet leaks raw sewage into the cabin? Because that's what's happened to this plane.
Oh man, that's a really tough one, man. Jeez,
I know.
That's caught between a.
Well, here it is. To make it even more fun for you, it was just an hour into an 11-hour flight.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was described as soup by one of the passengers.
Yeah, I think I'd take the corpse, sir. Because the dead body will only start smelling later.
Oh wait, hold on. It did turn around, so it didn't take 11 hours. It actually turned around.
Yeah,
that's good.
I think that warrants. Like, okay, I think
warrants a return.
It's like I think we need another plane.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, sure. And then a year before that, on Delta Airlines, it was 2 hours into an 8-hour journey, and the pilot had to inform air traffic control that they had to turn around after a passenger had diarrhea all the way through the plane. If Rowan's watching this, he is laughing with me right now, guaranteed.
Talking about, I'm kind of digressing a little bit here. Did you hear about the Delta Airlines crash that happened the other day at Pearson Airport in Canada,
Yes, upside down.
where the plane.
Yeah.
Did you see? Have you seen all the joke Malta airline adverts?
No,
They're all upside down. They're all upside down.
Oh, stupid.
Geez, it started badly. Yeah. Thank goodness everyone survived. It's crazy. I finally watched the footage of the plane doing its thing, landing and then flipping over.
Yeah,
and
nuts. People survived.
Everyone survived. Yeah, I first saw the video just as they were filming as they were getting out of the plane, and then
that's right.
But later on, I start seeing on Instagram. Okay, someone did film the plane land, hit really hard, bounce.
Thing, yeah, that's right.
Bounce, and then it goes
somehow
over.
Didn't blow up. That's the amazing part.
That was crazy, man. Wow.
But going back to the beautiful stories of feces and planes, another one here.
Oh, jeez.
And anyways, well, come on. There's so many. I mean,
yeah, I know.
It's not many times that we're going to go back to the same topic, so I'm just going to totally annihilate it.
Go for it.
There's another flight from China to Hong Kong that had to divert to Alaska, but now this guy had issues. After a passenger smeared feces in not one, two of the plane's lavatories, and then tried to flush his shirt down a toilet. Also, on another flight, passenger found his seat covered in poo from a previous flight, which involved an ill emotional support animal.
Don't they go through the plane and clean it before the next flight?
You would think so. That's a valid point, Bruce.
Yeah.
You would think they would have caught that.
Yeah.
Unless someone saw it and were like, nope, I don't see it. And they carried on walking past kind of thing.
Jeez, it's scary.
An ill-emotional support animal. Sounds like that support animal needs a support animal. You know
Sounds
what I mean?
Like
it, yeah. There's many more stories, but yeah, I think that's enough of poop on a plane.
Why don't you take us to one of the other ones?
Poop on a plane. Well, I was going to talk about another one on a plane, but we've already spoken about planes. It's an actual good debate, actually, on how far can someone lean their chair back on a flight.
Ooh,
that's a difficult one, and probably that will take much longer than one episode. But that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So what happened with this one? Did I keep it? I don't know if I did. So basically, this woman refused to. So this is a whole debate around it. So let me tell you roughly what. So this was during a 9-hour journey from Dallas to Paris, where she planned to get a much-needed sleep during the overnight flight. To help her, she reclined her seat, popped in her headphones, as we all do, closed her eyes, and then basically the person behind her requested that she returns the seat to its upright position. She was like, okay. So she did, but then asked, like, why? And the reason given by that passenger was that there was a baby in a car seat directly behind her, preventing her from reclining. And that obviously went back and forth with each other, got to a point where she said, screw you. She leant back, she slept, and there's the other person called the flight attendants twice. They literally could do nothing really about it. And the person who was the offending leaning back person closed their eyes and pretended to sleep and did nothing when she was being called, and slept the whole way through. It's difficult because it is rough, especially when you're not in anything fancy, when your leg room is quite small, and then the seat comes down. And look, dude, I don't know how it's like what weight I'll be one day, muscle wise, but I can't think of anything worse. Being a larger person, just getting your legs in, and then the seat comes all the way back onto you.
Yeah.
That'll be a flight. If I did fly, it'll be coming back to visit SA, and that's like a 20-something hour flight.
Yeah. I remember we were like, if I remember back when we flew on Emirates, to LA and back, that's it's 3 seats, and then 3 seats.
Yeah.
And those seats on their own are small. I mean, we were just in economy class.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in the middle. I was in the middle of our row. And I'm always a little reticent to kind of lean my chair back, because I'm always aware of the person behind me, and I know
exactly. Me too. Yeah.
Those, there was, yes, you like this, eh? You really are.
Yeah,
But
you're squished.
Yeah, you really are. But I don't know.
And then you think of the average, okay, not the average, but a high population of overweight people in America, and the seats are not, and the seats are small. I mean, I can't imagine. Thankfully, in my flights, I haven't been next to a larger person, but that definitely has to be uncomfortable for everybody actually involved. That's going to be difficult, man. Like, really, in all seriousness, it makes flying a lot more difficult.
Yeah. So
I actually think that there's some flights where they've made certain seats where they've opened up seats, in the sense of where there used to be 3 seats, there's a 1-seater and a 2-seater. I mean, sorry, a 1-seater which fits 1 person, and then the seat next to, which used to be for 2 people, is now for 1 person. But you have to pay for it, obviously.
I think most flights, the actual arms can actually, in most planes, the arms can be raised anyway. But yeah, if an obese person wants an extra seat, they have to pay for them. And there's this huge thing now about people protesting, like, why should we pay for 2
I was going to
seats
say
if
that
it's only one? Well, you're the size of 2 people, so
yeah,
there you go.
Exactly. And it's with, and we're going to digress and make it more serious, so we won't. But yes, there are some who basically are claiming that they actually have to have 2 seats because of the weight. It's their right, and it's like, well, again, being overweight, there are some people who honestly, it's just in their metabolism, blah blah blah. The higher portion, I would put my neck out there, especially in America, because there's so much nonsense food-wise. A lot of it may be self-inflicted. And as you say, that's part of your weight, which is horrible. But if it's not medical, just in general, unfortunately, no matter what you are, medical or not, you can't get an extra seat just because you're larger. It's just, unfortunately, which obviously makes it harder for someone to travel, but Anyways, do you have anything else left on your list?
I think we got to talk about these guys stealing a golden toilet.
Let's go. Why there is a golden toilet, anyways, is a whole nother story.
So in Oxfordshire, there's a palace called Blenheim Palace, and it's actually where Winston Churchill was born. There's a bit of history for you.
Okay.
And it contained a work of art, which is a fully golden toilet. Looks like it's actually functional. There's toilet paper there and everything. So, oh wait, sorry. Okay, so the picture of it was actually is from it being in the Guggenheim Museum. So the picture of it
is that famous?
Is not. Yeah, so it's not. So it was in the Guggenheim, but
Damn.
And what's quite interesting, what's interesting, the link you sent me said it was worth like something like £2 million.
Yeah.
But this article, they must have changed it, because it now says it was it's worth £4.7 million.
Wow.
So they've upped the price.
Basically.
Yeah, maybe it's the black market price. They steal the toilet. It was worth $2 million. Now they've stolen it. Now it's gone up another $2 million.
Now, also thinking of, if it was a working toilet, would the price go up by who pooped in it? Think about that one for a while. If the king used that toilet, does that mean that it's gone up in value because the king has actually sat on there and you know had his moment? I don't know.
You know what?
Just a question. Don't have to answer it.
Yeah. But we are here to ask those questions.
We are, Bruce.
So these guys drove onto the property. I don't know. Yes, they must. I think they just smashed their way through the gates.
Yeah, they must.
So because obviously, security all over England is just nothing. So they're just so brazen, and they went in got into the house, smashed everything out, with sledgehammers, and then grabbed the toilet. Now the crazy thing is, the actual toilet is 98 grams. That's solid gold, and gold's heavy.
98 kgs. That is a big toilet.
So it was 3 guys. So obviously two guys, probably at least 2 guys needed to carry. There was one guy carrying they obviously detached the toilet seat, and the one guy carried the toilet seat, which was probably also weighed quite a bit. And then and they got away with it. Apparently, even the car that they used actually was sagging at the back because of the weight of the.
Were they caught?
It seems like they were. Yeah.
I mean, it has to be hard to hide a 98 kg golden toilet. It's not like you see them around every day.
Well, these guys are idiots. I mean, the Golf that you see, I mean, the number plate is clearly visible. So they really didn't think that through. And it's a hot rod flipping Golf hatchback. It's a hot hatch as well with a number plate. I mean, how many of those can be around?
But now, first of all, I mean, this opens a lot of questions that I'm not really going to ask because we haven't got enough time. But my main question is, whose house was it that had this TV, that had the toilet in? Was it like they actually broke into a castle or what? Where was this?
It's a palace. It's called Blenheim Palace, which is in Oxfordshire. So it's
it's a palace,
they call it palace, but it's one of these big country houses where British aristocracy live or whatever, and they say it was the house where Winston Churchill was originally born. Okay.
Now, bear with me quickly.
Okay.
So obviously, it has a lot of history to the house. It's very historic.
Yes.
Are there people staying in there? You would think if somebody can get through the wall or gate, whatever, and goes into and breaks down walls and causes so much noise, the place has no security. There's no one staying on the property. Unless it's so huge that if you lived the bottom left-hand side of the house, you're not going to hear anything on the right-hand side of the house. But you would imagine if it's where Turkshire was born, it's quite a famous, it's quite a piece of history. So you should have security, you would imagine.
Well, there
obviously not.
Yeah, there were palace security guards. They were obviously not patrolling because they're seeing it on CCTV. Maybe there were only a couple of guards. You never know. And then they tried to chase them on foot. However, but I think that in a lot of ways that job had been, they cased the joint pretty well, because I mean they went in and 5 minutes later they had it. So they knew exactly what to do. They knew exactly where to go.
It took them that short. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're literally in and out in 5 minutes with a flipping 98 kilogram.
In and out of the bathroom in 5 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's when you know your diet's on point. Yeah.
I know. 5 minutes in and out. Boom.
So they knew exactly what they were doing, apart from the fact that they didn't cover up the number plate on the car. But
So
you know,
stupid.
you can't be. No one's perfect. You know.
No one's a perfect criminal, are they?
So that's what happened, and yeah, I think they did find them, and
I'm still curious if the toilet was actually working or not. Because if it
yeah,
was, then I mean, oh sorry, there's so much questions that we didn't have the time for.
it does say here it was fully functioning.
Oh my gosh, who
Yeah.
actually made it, and who did they give it to? And there's so many questions, Bruce.
So it's
But
a
we don't
piece
have
of
time.
it is a piece of artwork, called the artwork. The piece it's a piece of art, and it's actually called America. So
A golden
it's
toilet.
obviously a toilet representing America.
That's golden. Okay, interesting. But how did it end up in Turkshall's place?
I don't know. You know,
An
it's
American golden toilet.
yeah.
Come on. That
It was
asks so
done.
many more questions.
It was made by an Italian artist, Maurizio Catalan.
Maurizio Catalan.
Maurizio, and it was insured for the sum of six. Yeah, it was. So it's
It's
insurance.
probably worth was 4
The
point something.
the 4 million pounds is the insurance, is what it's insured for.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, on that note,
And
I do have another story, but it's really not necessary. It's just very sad. There's an actual there's an internet it's called Stick Nation, and it's actually around the world now, where people rank sticks. They spend their lives showing sticks that they found and why that's a nice stick. And let me quickly read it. So what I'm actually not going to read much of it, but basically, let me just read it quickly. Stick Nation is a worldwide movement that thrives on irreverent, fantastical, and downright wholesome descriptions of sticks and the people who rank them. An account posting videos of people and their sticks has nearly 3 million followers on Instagram. On TikTok, or it's known as StickTok. There are posts about sticks shaped like there are posts about sticks shaped like hands, ones that resemble snakes, slingshot sticks, wizard staffs, curved canes, spiral, twisted, beetle gnawed sticks. The sticks are said to have mystical powers, and puns are plentiful, like the Loch Ness monster that was found on the banks of the Lost Neck in Scotland. Hey, 3 million people can't be wrong.
I remember doing that when I was about 5 years old. I wouldn't exactly be doing that as an adult, but anyway.
Hey, well, 3 million people seem to like the one joy of it, Bruce, is that it's a normal thing which you find out in nature. Meaning you have to go out and walk around and find the stick. You're not going to find it in your bedroom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So in some ways, I guess that's a slightly healthy enjoyment.
Pursuit.
Pursuit. Yes, exactly. There we go.
Cool.
Thank you all. Hope that was as entertaining for you as it was for us.
Good to start my day off with a laugh and end your day.
You got to do that. Yeah, why not?
Well, this has been the Spaghetti Junction podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and do all that cool stuff. And yeah, we will catch you guys in the next one.
Good night. Goodbye. Oh, before you... I'm going to finish on what I told the customer at the restaurant when I saw them come in. I got flustered. I went, good afternoon, good evening,